Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kansas Motor Speedway. Welcome to the Powertek Power Solutions Nationwide Series. We are here for the Kansas 105, 105 laps tonight here at the Kansas Speedway. Under the lights, in the booth with me tonight, Ben Kilcrease. Down on pit road, we got Trevor Smith. And in the production booth, bringing you all the images we see, our producer Carl Brown. We are going to get rolling real quick with this stuff. Ben, thoughts on tonight's race? What are we going to see?
We're going to see a bunch of the high side being used tonight. First off, before we get too far, I want to thank you guys for having me up here tonight. It's been a while since I've been in the booth for a nationwide series. I've been on pit road quite a bit, but glad to be back in the booth here tonight. But yeah, a bunch of high, these cars are going to be riding around the rim of this track tonight here at Kansas Speedway.
We're going to go down on pit road real quick to Trevor. Trevor, this is one of those tracks where, like Ben said, we're going to see a lot of high side racing, but it's also a lot of high speed racing. Any predictions you got for tonight?
We'll see a lot of single file racing. There's really only one fast line. Trying to go low once tires are used, it won't stick down on the bottom, so you have to get up on that outside and get that fast.
Real quick, we are going to go to our in-race reporter tonight, David Forsch. David, it's up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
David, Kansas tonight. First time the Nationwide Series has been here. This is your second career start in the series. How you feeling about tonight?
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. I'm got my odds against me here. A lot of fast guys, but I'm excited.
Right as we sit right now, looking at the board, you're sitting about 8th to roll off here. Minpack, is that a issue here with Noble, or you think you're going to be fine?
It's kind of a mix. 50-50 on good, 50-50 on bad. 50 on good, 50 on bad, because it's a very, very fast track, but I'm not quite sure how the passing's going to be. And it's a little bit where I don't like to be. I like to either be in the front or the back, so I'm not caught up in the middle of the accident. So it's 50-50.
10-4, David. We are going to let you go. Get ready for the race. We got a couple more things we got to get handled, but we'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right, I'm looking forward to tonight.
10-4. Our in-race reporter, David Forsch, tonight. Just talked to him. Right now, we're going to do the track facts real quick. We are at Kansas Speedway. It is a 1.5-mile cookie-cutter oval. Corners are 17 to 20-degree bankings. And we are... Oh, it's the first time we've been here for the Nationwide Series. Our words of wisdom for tonight are the high line is the friend, and don't beat the right side off the car too much. You got to keep that thing clean if you want to stay up front. We're going to send you down track side here, get our national anthem handle. We'll come back to recap of last week, let you know what happened at the Glen if you weren't tuned in, and then we will cover the grid and get you guys out to the green flag.
On behalf of iRacing.com, Motorsport Simulations, Noble Motorsport, and the Powertek Power Solutions Nationwide Series, welcome to Noble Network 1 Live tonight from Kansas Speedway. Ben Kilcrease up here, Ian Adams is joining me in the booth, and Trevor Smith will be down on pit road. And Ian, here are, he wishes to be mayor. I'm joining him. Don't let us get you confused. I am a guest tonight here for the Nationwide Series, but I'm expecting a really fun, fast, side-by-side, maybe a little beating and banging here tonight at Kansas Speedway.
Well, we've seen it all year, this year, Ben, here in the Nationwide Series, plenty of guys. Well, it seems like each race we have a different story. It's either going to be a lot of cautions early and then it opens up late, or we have a lot of green flag racing with a few incidents in between. Real quick, we are going to give you a recap of last week's race. We were at Watkins Glen Road Course in New York. We had our winner last week was James Ross, followed by William Roberts and Ronald Henry. Our standings after last week took a little bit of a shakeup as Dylan Brockwell kept the lead. William Roberts moved to second, McEwen up to third, James Ross moved to fourth, Ben Nile fell back to fifth. Stefan Brunel up to 6th, Dylan Lee up to 7th. Brian Terry stayed in 8th, Sean Medling in 9th, and Ronald Henry rounds out the top 10 in your standings right now. That'll get you summed up on what happened last week. This week, we're here at Kansas. We're getting ready to go racing here. Guys, looks like it's going to be another fun night.
Definitely is. I'm really looking forward to it. A bunch of fast times and qualifying, a bunch of fast times in practice, but most of all, they're close times, which means it's going to be a fantastic race here tonight.
We're going to go ahead and take you to your starting grid tonight. On the pole in the number 72, once again, it's David Camara with a 30.466 to his outside. Another name familiar to the front row, the number 29, Ben Nile.
Starting on the inside of row number 2 in the third position in the number 20 car is Dylan Brockwell. To his outside in the number 27, that is Jay Adair.
Starting in the 5th position in the number 5 competition diecast Chevrolet, you know him, you love him, it's Dylan Lee. And to his outside in the number 92, Brian Terry.
Brent Sturgeon rolls off 7th in the 77, and we talked to him earlier. David Forch rolls off 8th in the 55.
Rolling off 9th tonight, William Roberts in the number 51, and to his outside, the Noble Network 1 car, Sean Medling.
Tyler McEwen, who has received an EOL, is scheduled to start 11th, and the number 1, TJ Woodward, 13, rolls off 12th.
In the number 79, it will be Stefan Brunel rolling off 15th, Mike Arnn in the 70 rolls off 14th, James Ross in 15th, Ronald Henry in 16th. Had to wrap it up real quick because we're getting ready to go green here. Camara selects the outside line for the start here. Pace car is in. We're waiting for the green flag. Off a turn report side by side. Here they go. Camara with a big jump. Green flag in the air. We're racing. Off into turn number 1. Camara and Nile able to get clear. Battle for third, Jay Adair and Dylan Brockwell side by side down the back straightaway, and right behind them Terry and Lee still side by side. Brockwell and Adair able to sort it out. Dylan Lee now looking still underneath Terry. Terry's going to clear him. We will apologize. I would like to apologize real quick for the technical difficulties there on the start. As we look back to the front, battle for the lead. Ben Nile and David Camara go side by side. Camara gets a little loose. Move the 29 up. He's the new leader here at Kansas.
Nile misleading the first lap by 4 1,000ths of a second. Camara got the first lap, and now he's looking back to the inside. He wants to lead the second 1-2 off the corner number 4.
Looking back in the pack just a little bit, quick update. David Forsh, number 55 race reporter, got into Dylan Lee. And a tag there got him a little loose, but he's able to save it, get going, stayed in front of that fire, stayed relatively where he was, still racing. But as we look back to the front yet again, Camara still not surrendering. He's to the inside, looking to make that bottom line work against Ben Nile. We said all during the pre-race, high side is your friend. You got to run the high line. But Camara and Nile have both made a pass now on the bottom line. He can't get back up now as Adair is going to try and slot in behind Nile to try and take the second spot away. I think Nile might have caught the wall there a little bit.
He didn't. He couldn't have slid a newspaper in between his car and the wall. Back straightaway. Looks like Niles finally going to clear Camara, and Adair is trying to work past him as well. Brockwell's there as well. Camara is going to have to stay on that bottom line for quite a bit.
With the first opening. Oh! Nile around down the front straightaway. He's able to straighten it out, but he's in the grass. We saw this same situation happen at Charlotte in the season opener. Early in the race, Ben Nile up front, goes around. Didn't quite lose it, but he was able to save it, got it in the grass. No caution, we stay green. Back to the front now, it's Adair. Then Brockwell, then Dylan Lee. Camara now battles for fourth with Brian Terry in fifth.
Oh boy, they're all sorts of sideways back there. Brian Terry looked like a dirt super late model coming on off a 4, and he's stacking them up behind him. There's 3 wide heading into turn 1.
And look at that on the outside. David Ford, Felix Farrell here. Now he's making a move all the way up against that wall. He's going to gain the position off of Brent Sturgeon there and looking to get by William Roberts. Right now, back to the front. It is the number 27, Jay Adair. Back in the Nationwide Series this week. He has returned. He is right now leading this race, and he's setting a fairly good pace as he sits almost a second ahead of our second place car, Dylan Brockwell, who's also got a fairly decent lead over Lee. And, should expect Dylan Brockwell to do fairly well tonight. He did win the truck race, is now the leader.
Oh,
Jay Adair loose off at turn number 4. Guys, I think we're seeing a trouble spot developing already as now Brockwell will go around the outside. Take that number 20 car to the lead. Coming off a 4 there, guys. Winds gusting pretty high. Could that have been a factor?
You definitely got to put that into factor, but I think, and I don't know this, the wind definitely a factor, yes, but out there in the clean air, it might make the car extremely loose, and it might just be the clean air that's causing these leaders to almost swoop it around. We'll see if Brockwell has any problems. I don't expect that out of him. He's probably one of the smoothest drivers out here, as Adair is still struggling to get that car straight, and he has pressure from Dylan Lee on the back straightaway. Adair gets into the wall.
Lee to the inside now into turn number 3. Can he make that inside line work? As Adair now on the outside is going to start to pull back. They're going to go side by side. Now Lee's loose. He's going around. Off into the grass. And Dylan Lee slides to the grass, able to straighten her out. That is not what he wanted to see, but it's early. 105 laps, we're only 10 into it. He's got time to make it back up. As we look back to the front now, it's still Brockwell, then Jay Adair. David Camara sits third. Forsch in fourth. Try saying that 5 times fast. And William Roberts up to 5th.
We can get a camera on Ben Nile. I tell you what, Ian, I've been watching him over the past few laps, and he is passing cars left and right. He looks to the inside of Ronald Henry now, down in 1 and 2. Nile is on a mission to get back to the front. He's made it up to 11th, now 10th as we work down the backstretch.
Well, as we saw, Ben, he qualified second. He was fast in practice as well. He actually topped the charts in practice by over 3/10 over our current leader, Dylan Brockwell. And like Adair and everybody else, he got a little bit loose off of 4. Ended up sliding through the grass. Didn't get a caution, but right now he's in 10th place, looking to see if he can't go to work on McEwen or Medling here once that battle settles down. Tyler McEwen, though, in the number 1 car, showing a good, strong run as he moves around Sean Medling to reclaim the 8th position, and that thing is wiggling up off the 4. Did receive an EOL to start the race, started at the back of the pack, and I don't know if you guys are seeing it, but it looks like that right side's pretty beat up on that one car already.
Yeah, I tell you what, I watched all 3 of those drivers right there, McEwen, Medling, and Nile headed down into corner number 1, and they all 3 bounced it off the wall. So, I don't know, the wall kind of attracting these cars here tonight at Kansas, as we've got a battle heating up for the lead with Adair. He's all over the rear bumper of Dylan Rockwell as we complete lap 13.
And these two seem to be the dominant cars at the moment. Well, the remaining dominant cars. We had a few guys up front that were doing good and lost it, but these two, Adair's recovered after he lost it a little bit, able to stay in second, able to keep Brockwell in his sights, and now is running them down 0.168 at the line last time between these two cars. And it seems like that entire top 5 is lining up as Camara just smacked the wall off of 4.
Camara gets into the wall. Now Forch looks to the outside of him. Forch is a guy you do not want to mess with it. Now he's going to mess with the wall down in 1 and 2. Just as we start to mention him, he is a force to be reckoned with in the Competition Diecast Grand National Series. And it looked like he was about to be a force to reckon with there until he slid it up into the wall.
Well, he's not done yet, Ben. He still sits in 4th, maybe 5th now after Robert slipped by him, but still doing good as we look back to the battle for the lead. Adair and Brockwell, nose to tail, heading for turn 1. Can Adair get the nose to the outside, or is he going to have to work that bottom line?
Oh, he tried to get it to the outside there, just wasn't enough room. And usually, you know, you try and stick the nose on the inside. Not here at Kansas. The outside where you want to be. If Adair can get another run like that and stick the nose up there, then he will be in the catbird seat.
Well, I'm noticing something here, Ben, already, is that Adair's running that slightly lower line to 3 and 4, and he gets a huge run down the front straightaways. Camara smacks the wall again. Force, with a huge save. I thought he was going around.
Wow.
That was, I thought we were going to have a caution for sure. Looked like Force was going around and back up into the field there, Ben.
That was a caution without a caution there. As Ronald Henry is just knocking the wall down in corner number 2. He finally gets it turned off. It was 3 wide there for a second trying to make it around him. There's a bunch of gaggles all throughout the field, but the battle right now is for the lead, and Adair's looking to the inside of Dylan Brockwell.
Down the front straightaway across the stripe they go. 0.057 at the line. Adair's going to run it in deep. Can he make it stick? Maybe pull the slide job. Can he get the nose clear? No, and he's going to slide up right next to Brockwell, side by side off of turn number 2.
My goodness,
drag race down the back straightaway, and the 27's going to open it up a bit. Brockwell's going to clear him.
They were about as close as you could get without crashing, coming onto the back straightaway and through 3 and 4. Adair just going to settle back, and he might try it again the next lap.
Like I was saying before, Ben, when Forrest got the wall the first time, what I'm seeing here is that Adair is losing a little bit of time through 1 and 2. Brockwell's able to clear him down the back straightaway, but as we come through 3 and 4 and down that front straightaway, Adair is using that draft down the back stretch and really able to run. He's running about a half a line lower than Brockwell, and it's really picking up down that front straightaway. You can see him here gaining, and then he gets the draft off the corner, gets a huge run, even though he just got really loose. All these guys find the loose condition, not really what I thought we were going to be expecting tonight.
Yeah, I figured we'd see them more of the cars pushing into the wall and being tight than we would see it loose, but obviously not the case tonight. And as we head back up to the lead, Dylan Brockwell still in control, but I think if Adair can get that thing to stick off of corner number 4, he will be right on the bumper and maybe get a nose to the outside. Not going to this time. He's about a car length and a half back at the line.
Yeah, Ben, and it's been these two right now out front. Since Ben Nile lost it up there and is now, speaking of Ben Nile, he's back up to 8th, battle around Brent Sturgeon and Sean Medling. As we look here, few cars have shuffled in the back, but as we look back to the front, these two have been the dominant cars out here as we are now 21 laps into this event, caution free. And looking back behind Adair, that 51 car Roberts, he's gotten around Porsche Camara. He's making his move now.
Yeah, he's slowly closing in, not really slow. Oh, he's going to get in the wall, and so does Adair.
Brockwell able to open the gap.
Oh, Sean Medling back in the back of the pack. Almost went around. He's able to get it straight.
Man, he got it straight, but he clobbered the turn one wall. Could not get that thing to turn. And got up there and got into it real hard. That's a tricky situation to handle, and that car's got a lot of right side damage. We'll have to see how that works out for him. As we go back to the front now, Brockwell that time by 0.3 of a second. He's opened the gap. Adair got the wall, as did Roberts. Now he falls to 0.7 back. So it was a 3-car battle. Now to a little bit of a spread here between our 2 leaders. We'll have to see how that works out as we come around this time to complete lap 23 of 105, caution free.
Adair slowly starting to close back in, though, as we head to almost 1/4 of the way complete with this race. Already, I know it doesn't sound like much, but in a driver's mind, that's quite a bit. And look at Adair get the run off of 2 down the backstretch.
And he is closing the back of Brockwell's car. It looks like he was shot out of a cannon down the back straightaway. And he might be able to make that line work here in 3 and 4 again. Get after him right up by that wall, dives it low. He's getting after him now, Ben. This is, I think Adair's seen where it gets him. If he just sits behind him, he's got to get to position now.
Yeah, I think he's finally figured out how Brockwell runs this track, and Adair's figured out how he can run it quicker. Brockwell almost gets a piece of the wall. Adair closes right up to his rear bumper, heading into corner number 3 and 4. If Adair can hit this turn right here perfect, he will be able to clear Brockwell before turn 1. Look at William Roberts looking way down low. He's looking for 2nd place on the front straightaway. Adair looks to the outside of Brockwell.
These guys are looking at 3 wide for the lead right now. Adair's going to get the nose in, but he checked up. Brockwell squeezed him, he checked, he didn't want to get into him. Brockwell now running the middle line. Adair's going to get the nose back out there. That was a mistake. He blocked Roberts. Oh, Adair got the wall. 3 wide for the lead down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3, it looks like they're going to split him now. It's a battle for 2nd between Brockwell and Roberts. Adair clears them both, and he's going to start to check out now. Brockwell able to clear Roberts. And guys, you said it in the beginning, or in the pre-race, Ben. Interesting. We looked like we were going to see an interesting race. That's about as interesting as it gets right there. 3 wide into turn number 3 for the lead.
Oh yeah, I knew it was coming, and Brockwell, I think he's wore out his tires. I think Brockwell is in need of some new tires before the end of this one. And you can see William Roberts now looking to the inside.
Yeah, Ben, as you were saying, Brockwell with the tires there, he's definitely been running it hard, but we're also closing in on about 10 more laps till we got a pit here, so, or till these guys are going to have to pit, not us, obviously. We'll see what happens there as we come down, who's going to take 2, 4, or whatever when it comes to tires, and obviously just fill it full of fuel at this point. Another car on the move, the number 29 Ben Nile, moved up to 7th now, and that car is quick. Obviously, doesn't look like it's sitting back there in 2nd after he started 2nd, but as he runs now, he did have that spin and is able to get himself back up there, so definitely a good run for Nile, and I think he can get some fresh tires on it, maybe get a caution or 2, he could get back to the front fairly easily.
He's looking for 6th position now. He really has closed up to the rear end of Stefan Brunel. He's looking to the outside. Brunel might actually be pitting. No, he's just running that low. And Nile's going to close off a 4th.
I noticed earlier, Ben, with Brunel earlier when we were looking at a couple gaggles that he was in, his car does not like that high line at all. It gets really loose up there. I mean, he was way out of the gas trying to save that thing earlier, and right now it looks like Ben Nile is in the catbird seat. All he's got to do is just get to him, and he'll be going around here. Now he goes to the low side, cruises right around the inside of Stefan Brunel to move himself up to 6th.
And he forced Stefan to use that outside line. Nile could tell that he was not comfortable up there. And Nile forced him to use the top 5, and Nile now sets, let me try that again. Nile now sets his sights on David Kamara, who sits 5th. That'll be a battle for 5th. Good thing we're not ESPN and I'm already.
Definitely a good thing, Ben. Real quick, I'm going to run you through the Sandbass Gallery. Well, I was going to run you through the Sandbass Gallery top 5, but our leader has hit pit road. Jay Adair down, as well as William Roberts. Only 2 to come so far. We're going to send it down to Trevor Smith, our pit road reporter tonight. Trevor, what do you got for these guys?
Well, I'd be thinking this early in the race, you'd probably look for a 2-tire stop to get out early and get that little bit of distance cleared. We're sitting here with Jay Adair. Got to fill it full of fuel, guys.
So these 2 are in, as well as Kewen. He takes an early stop. Dylan Lee also down pit road. These 2 take off now.
Jay and William Roberts took 4 tires, guys.
So 4 tires for leaders. Anybody take 2 here? Try and gain a position, as now Camara, Niall, Stefan Burnell, TJ Woodward, Ronald Henry, all down pit road. And
Niall overshoots his pit stop.
The 20 of Dylan Brockwell, and Brockwell now peels off. He's coming down pit road.
And we had David Camara and Ben Nile come in together, and then Ben Nile happened to overdrive his pit stop and had to back up. He's going to lose some time on leaving the pits here.
David Forsch on pit road, following Brockwell in. James Ross follows him. Mike Arnn, Brent Sturgeon. And right now, I honestly couldn't tell you who's where. We'll have to wait until they cycle back through to see where everybody shakes out. A lot of guys pouring fuel right now. Seems like we got all those pit stops wrapped up in about a lap or so, as Jay Adair should cycle back in to be your leader. And Adair there, Brockwell was the leader. There goes Adair around him. So as it sits, Adair's going to cycle back to the lead. Roberts will cycle to second. It's like Brockwell will fall into third, then Camara, then Forsch. Followed by Ben Nile up to sixth, even though he slipped through his pit stall. That is unofficial, obviously. I'm just naming them off as I see them. We may all end up a little different here. We'll have to sort it as they come across the line. But right now, your Sandbass Gallery's top 5, the leader in the number 27, Jay Adair, back on top after that pit stop. William Roberts in the 51 sits second. Dylan Brockwell in the number 26, third. Camara, fourth. David Forsch rounding out your top 5 in the number 55 car. On that pit cycle, we're getting a report from pit road reporter Trevor Smith. Dylan Brockwell lost a couple of seconds. And you got to interrupt that because we got a battle for the lead. Roberts to the inside, trying to make the fresh tires work. Side by side down the back straightaway. It's a drag race to 3. Roberts able to drive it in deep. He's going to clear. Move William Roberts up to the lead.
Roberts goes to the lead, but how much tires did he sacrifice doing that front straightaway? He used the inside through 3 and 4. Adair trying to close back to his rear bumper now. Adair might be saving his tires though.
Well, here's what I've been seeing with Adair, Ben, is he is, as watching through 3 and 4 there, he is loose. I mean, there's no question about it. He is loose. And that seems to be where he's at the beginning of the run. That car does most of pivot on him, and he's not liking it. But if he sticks it out, you can say about where he's at right now. Once the tires come in, Roberts, he's got to check out. Nikolai, caution out. The leaders are wrecking. Checking up, Brockwell able to slip through. Forsch, Camara, Niall, woo. Plenty of cars involved there. Well, not plenty of cars, only 2 of them luckily, but plenty of cars could have been involved, Ben.
My goodness.
That was not what we were expecting to see between those 2. William Roberts lost it up off of turn 4, and with nowhere to go, Jay Adair piled into the left front of that car, that number 51 car. Guys, really didn't expect that after that long green flag run. You see it again here. The 51 did just get loose up off of 4, no help. Might have had the air taken off its spoiler a little bit by Adair. And round he went, and Adair just nowhere to go. Pile drives the left front, and then everybody behind him had to scatter. Brockwell almost involved. Forrest good job locking him up, and then Niall, he was far enough behind it we thought he was going to be fine, and Adair almost rolled up into him.
Yeah,
And as we look here, everybody down pit road. Trevor?
I'm sitting here with Jay Adair's crew chief here. And, supposedly, he's got some pretty bad front end damage on the front end of that 27 car. Going to be sitting in pits getting a good repair here. He's got to get that front end fixed to get that aero correct on that car.
And back to the accident. This is the weirdest thing I have ever seen in my broadcasting career. I've never seen this many. It's not cars throughout the pack, Ian. It's leaders who are getting sideways. And finally, Roberts just wasn't able to hold on to it and looped it around. But that's crazy how many of the leaders have been getting loose like that.
Well, I think at this point that is the third or fourth, at least, incident we've had with a leader. Yeah. And cars up, I mean, just cars in the top 5, we've had at least 10. I mean, plenty of cars going around. But real quick, as we're under caution here, we're going to throw you to a commercial, get a word in from our sponsors. We'll bring you back, re-rack the field, let you know where everybody came out of the pits, and get ready for the restart.
I felt it all at the hall, where it's a cool 33 degrees.
We experienced it all at the hall, where my son became the fastest man ever.
I relived it all at the hall, where my grandson asked me, "Did you really do all that?"
Experience high-octane fun during NASCAR Hall of Fame's Cure for the Common Summer, presented by Coca-Cola.
Did your little storm knock out the power? Well, excuse me for not noticing.
Hate to disappoint you, old man Winter. Better luck next time.
If the power goes out, your Generac standby generator goes on, automatically.
Down trees? Flash floods? Is that all you've got?
Stand up to the threat of outages with Generac, and never feel powerless.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Real quick, your front row for the restart here will be Dylan Brockwell and David Forsch. Starting 1 and 2 here as the pace lights are off. We're getting ready to go green, waiting for that iRacing Ford Mustang first pace car to pull off. It takes the hard left down pit road. Brockwell on the outside, he's your leader. He's going to take the jump. Clear Forsch by a little bit, followed by David Camara, Stefan Brunel, McEwen, then Mike Arnn. A few guys came back to pit road there. Not sure what was going on there, as they now are behind a bit. Ben Nile, one of the two that was very near the front, actually, before he fell back. He dropped onto pit road to fall back. Any idea why they would have been coming back now, guys?
Yeah, he actually did get a little bit of that wreck. He stuck his nose under the wall, and he had to get that repaired. The car was tracking a little bit off, so. And this track is all about that front end aerodynamics. So we got to keep these front ends good.
Good for Trevor. We're going to look back to the front here. Battle for third position.
Was a battle for third.
It was a battle. As Ben says, McEwen able to get around or stay in front of Camara. And now he's in the wall. Here comes Camara back. Tyler McEwen not having a good day here at this track. They go side by side for the third position. Camara going to clear him at the line. Don't know if he's going to be able to hold on though unless he drives it deep into one. All the way down there. Can he pull the slide job? He's got clear, but McEwen able to use that momentum, pull right back around the outside.
So McEwen will retake the third position. Camara's going to have to fall in line for fourth. Stefan Brunel will try and work his way back up and maybe get that battle as well. Just ahead of them, the wall. Look out, McEwen's going to crash. But he did. McEwen able to save it. He hit that wall hard, and I don't see how. The car is still turning straight, and he's trying to make the pass on Camara now.
Yeah, Benny's definitely got a car that is stout. If he could just keep a handle on it and keep it off of that wall. He's, as you can see, he's still fast here. I did want to update you as you got into that battle there. Dylan spun earlier. Wasn't running in the top 5 then. He's back up to 7. Having a good run tonight. He's got a strong car. If he can get past this lower traffic in front of him, might be able to make a run for it.
He's got Mike Arns, Stefan Brunel in front of him, and then the battle we're talking about between McEwen and Camara.
Ooh, and wow, Ben, I was just looking back at these two. We nearly had another caution. Mike Arn and Lee both wiggled off at 2 big time, but both able to gather it back up. So we are still running under green at the moment.
Porch gets it, heading to the front straightaway. Lee was a little bit squirrely as well. Brunel got it loose as well. Everybody loose after this restart as we got a battle for second, and David Porch rim riding around Kansas.
Ben, I don't know exactly what to say about this race. We've had, now battle for third, actually. McEwen now looking around. Can Camara have a problem?
I don't know. I think he might have checked up a little bit off a 2 there. I don't know. He looks like he's falling back a little bit.
I don't know if maybe I think I figured out what his problem is. He's still running that low line. I don't know why he's down there so much. Like, if he had somebody up top, I could understand that. But now McEwen all the way to the bottom to get around Force. Can he make it stick? Ooh! They got close up off the corner. Force able to rim right around, and he is going to keep that second position, but out front, all alone, the number 20 car, Dylan Brockwell, and that's how he likes it, as far out front as he can get, with nobody else around him, and Force!
My.
Wow! Then
McEwen almost got ran over by Camara. My goodness, there's so much going on, and McEwen is sideways again, and he's going to save it again.
Ben, I don't know what's going on here. These guys are loose everywhere.
Well, if I didn't know better, I would have thought that there was dirt on the speedway instead of asphalt. McEwen now on the outside. Brunel looking on the inside. Brunel's going to try and clear him off the 4. Not going to be able to, and McEwen fights back around the outside.
At this point, Ben, I don't know if I want to be anywhere near the bottom of, or the inside of McEwen, because he's been sliding down the track a lot recently. And as we look back through the field here, they go side by side now for 5th with Stefan Brunel, Brent Sturgeon off into turn number 3. Ben, I just don't know what to say here. I really don't know why these guys are so loose out here tonight. It's a slippery track, but this is more than we're used to.
Yeah, this is. And yeah, our producer's telling us where the wind is gusting, and that could play a huge factor in. He says this trailer's shaking. With the winds the way it is, and these cars already loose, when you're trying to battle a loose car and something's blowing you around, to add on to that, it really makes it hard to handle. So that could be a problem as well. I thought we were about to see another crash between McEwen and Camara there. McEwen almost split up into him off of corner number 4, was able to keep it low.
Just a quick update. William Roberts lost it. Coming off of 4, it looked like, slipped through the grass, drove that thing down into pit lane. He has parked it in the stall, looking to get a little more repairs, I think, but not, hasn't taken it behind the wall yet.
We're working way through traffic here on lap number 51. Slowly easing up on halfway, or about halfway right now, I should say, as Mike Arn gets a piece of the wall in corner number 1.
Battle for the 6th position. Dylan Lee in the number 5. He's working that outside line. Uses the momentum. He's going to look to get to the inside here. Maybe just sit behind the 77. I don't know if he has a strong enough car to make that inside line like we've seen some of these guys up front doing, but that thing hit sideways.
Lee was sideways. Adair behind him was sideways.
Well, what we were seeing earlier was the guys out front. Now it seems like it's switched back to the guys in pack. So I don't know if there was a dynamic change there where looking at it now, the winds have died down a bit out of the northeast at anywhere from a couple miles an hour, but now they spike at turn 4. So not sure right now, guys.
They're definitely making it for an interesting race, an exciting race. I love seeing these guys slide it off of corner number 4. It's real fun to watch, and I'm really glad to see that these guys have just hold on to these things. If I was out there, I would have done looped it around 50 times, but these guys have pulled it straight every time.
Battle for third. Oh, McEwen had him cleared, almost had him cleared, and smacked the wall again. He cannot keep that one car out of the wall. He is just, every chance he gets, he's up in that wall. If he's side by side with somebody, I don't know if he's trying to give him too much room or if he's just, that car doesn't like the clean air right now as we see James Rosso going a lap down. David Force still sits second. Dylan Brockwell obviously is just checked out on this field. He is having none of this nonsense with the loose.
Third, McEwen dives it way down low. He's gonna pull a slide job. Do I get to say it? I do. Camaro with a kill crease crossover down the front straightaway. No. McEwen able to pull down in front of him. And now Camaro looks down to the inside. McEwen way up high. He's gonna tag the wall a little bit. No. Forge in the wall ahead of him just a little bit. Camaro clears. McEwen clears Camaro down the backstretch, and he's looking to the outside of David Forge in the middle of 3 and 4.
I don't know if Forge has just been watching his mirror, knows that when McEwen goes high, he tends to smack the wall, but I would not have pulled down there. I would have given McEwen the inside line to work with. Side by side down the front straightaway, now the one car to the outside for second. He got that thing off the wall, he's got a good run coming now. It's the 55, and the one goes side by side. McEwen trying to make the top line work. Force trying to make that bottom line work, and it's not going to happen. McEwen up off at turn number 2, and he's going to be gone down the back straightaway.
Forge isn't going to give up, though. He's going to sit right there and right behind him, and there goes McEwen right up into the wall, and that's going to be the mistake Forge was looking for. They don't crash. They keep it straight somehow, and David Forge goes back to second.
You got to know, Ben, at this point, Brockwell's looking in the mirror and he's seeing tiny little specks switching spots back there. Oh, they're both to the wall.
My goodness.
Well, now we seem to have gone from a loose to a tight situation. Everybody can't keep it off the wall.
Unbelievable. Dave Camara, he's just sitting back there saying, I hope and pray they do not wreck in front of me because I'm going to have nowhere to go. Off of corner number 4, here we go. McEwen will try and get the run down the front straightaway again. Not going to be able to. Back behind him, though, we've got a gaggle of cars starting to form, starting with Brent Sturgeon and heading back to Stephen Brunel, Dylan Lee, and Jay Adair.
Yeah, Ben, and as I was saying, we look down here, or back to the front there, Dylan Brockwell, the number 20 cars, they go side by side for second now. Brockwell's seeing these guys in the mirror battling, and he's loving it right now. He's gone from just over a second, or just under a second, I should say, to almost 2.5 seconds now with a lead. He's actually 2.5 seconds now, actually. Brockwell's just gone right now. We do have an update from pit road. Trevor, somebody behind the wall?
Yeah, William Roberts with that accident. The back end of his car was just too messed up. He was not able to compete, stick to the minimum speed, so he was told to pull it behind the wall. They're trying to fix it, see what happens. They'll probably be behind the wall for the rest of the race, guys.
Well, thank you, Trevor, for that that report. Sad to see William Roberts behind the wall after that good run at the Glen last week. But I take some, you give some, and right now, and it's definitely not going to be good for him points-wise as he sits second. Dylan Brockwell, your points leader and your leader of the race, sits 2.7 seconds ahead of Porsche in second now. Porsche in first quarter. Colin McEwen in the number 1 car, David Camara, battling with him, and we have a pack here now. About third to about 7th position have just caught each other, and we're going to throw Force into that mix just to spice it up a little bit more. Side by side now for the 5th position, Brent Sturgeon, Dylan Lee. Lee on the inside with Brunel behind him, trying to make that work. Sturgeon got the wall. Brunel got loose. Lee was the only one that made it stick. He's going to go by. Now here comes Brunel to make it 7th position for him. Has moved Dylan Lee into the top 5. McEwen right in front of him. Camaro now trying to go to work on Force. And Lee steadily moving that car forward. Like I said, had that spin earlier. Recovered under the caution. Now he's working his way back forward, guys.
Slowly but surely, and Camaro tags the apron, slides it, but still did not lose that much time. to Forge and the people behind him. McEwen is going to look low. No, he stays high. Forge is way high. Keeps it out of the wall, though. Camara trying to run that bottom line. McEwen on the high side. Lee ran the middle. He's trying to get fourth away from the one car.
Ben, at this point, I'm seeing I'm seeing 4 different lines between the between fourth or second, third, fourth, and fifth. I'm seeing 4 different lines at the moment, and got an update there. McEwen just smacked the wall again. Fortunately, we got too many cars on the wall to keep track of. McEwen getting after Camara. Dylan Lee now still sitting fifth. He was looking at McEwen, couldn't quite get to him. Now side by side for third, Camara and McEwen. McEwen all the way to the bottom. He's going to make that bottom line work.
Clears him there, but here we go. Camara with the Q3's crossover down the front stretch. Camara looking back for the position down in 1 and 2.
And it looks like we've been
pull a slide job. No, we're gonna back it off.
Yes, and we look here now. Dylan Lee looks like he's going to take a look there at Camara. And now side by side, Camara, Lee, side by side for fourth. Across the line, it's going to be Lee. Bump him up a spot. He's going to clear him, heading into 1.
Camara's really started to fall back these past few laps, and I'm wondering if he hasn't worn his tires out, maybe possibly trying to get around the 55. Battle for second. McEwen on the rear bumper of Forge. Says he tagged the wall. No, he keeps it out of it for now. Forge gets loose. McEwen gets loose, but he looks to the inside anyway. McEwen looking for second down the front stretch.
Side by side into turn number 1. McEwen all the way to the bottom, and that number 1 car has been strong all season. Going to pull the slide job, and he's going to get there, but Forge isn't going to give up to the inside now.
That was about as dirt track a move as you could pull right there. He even got a piece of the wall with the right rear quarter panel. McEwen going to fall back, though, and Dylan Lee going to be the beneficiary. He's going to actually go for second down the front straightaway. He's chasing David Forge.
And here comes McEwen back to the bottom underneath Dylan Lee, side by side into turn number 1. McEwen on the bottom. He's going to look to maybe pull that same move he pulled on Forge, maybe just stick it down there. Gets it stuck. Lee's going to have the momentum here down the back straightaway. Who's it going to be?
Turn 3, they enter still side by side. McEwen dives it down. Now Lee's going to be able to get the run center off. Dylan Lee's going to prevail, but no, he's going to hit the wall. He's going to crash. No, he saves it.
Pit stops have begun. David Camara bringing that thing down pit road. We will get an update here as Jay Adair has hit pit road as well.
McEwen in the wall.
That's a familiar call. We'll get a call here tonight, or we'll see. We'll get an update from pit road.
Guys, Camara's in the pits. He's taking 4 tires full of fuel, and same with Jay Adair.
Now, guys, that's what we've been seeing all night. 4 tires, packer full of fuel in the green, and get her back out. We look the Noble Network 1 cars, the 13 to the 73, running 10th and 11th right now. Or more or less nose to tail, a bit of a gap between them actually. As pit stops have begun, we'll keep an eye out on who hits when. Ronald Henry now down pit road. The question here has been, how far can Brockwell go on fuel? If he's out front here right now and he's saving, is that something to just be afraid of, that there's no way you're going to catch him if he does not saving fuel?
Even if he is saving right now, or if he's not, I think once he comes down pit road this last and final time, I think, I'm no math professor, but I think he should be able to make it in. Here he comes. If he doesn't crash it first, he gets it sideways, but that's how he likes it, and he gets it straight and pointed down pit road.
David Force going to follow him in.
Oh, and Lee missed it. Dylan Lee misses pit road.
But didn't lose that much speed. Was able to keep the speed up, probably able to make another lap there. We'll get the point for leading the lap, so there's a bonus.
Guys, Dylan Brockwell's taking himself some 4 tires full of fuel, and he'll be back on the road. Should be looking at our last pit stop here. They should be able to make it to the end.
This time by Dylan Lee, able to wool that car down. And he will get it to pit road this time.
Look at the battle
Haven't seen anybody
between
else
Fortune and McEwen off of pit road on the flat stuff out there. They were side by side racing down on the apron, and finally Fortune just said, "Go ahead, McEwen, I'll catch up to you later."
Well, these guys were dirt tracking it up on the banking. They might have tried to dirt track it down there on the bottom too. These guys are just going to battle everywhere they can tonight.
Donald Henry was cutting the grass down front straightaway last time by. He got into the wall off a 4. Surprised that actually wasn't a caution, and he slowed down the back straightaway.
Right now we're looking at Dylan Lee off of pit road. TJ Woodward, your leader at the moment. He also comes off. Dylan Brockwell sails down the back straightaway. He's going to cycle back to being your leader.
So Brockwell goes to the lead. We'll wait for everything to update at the line. McEwen being scored 3rd right now. Camara being scored 2nd. Forch is 4th, and Brent Sturgeon. We've talked about him, but not quite as much as we should. Sturgeon has made his way to 5th.
Ben looking at it right now. Again, Brockwell with a 2-second loss on pit road. He was about 4 seconds ahead when we hit pit lane. We come out, Camara's now 2.6 behind him. It seems like that's his Achilles heel tonight, but it's not doing much to him as he still sits 2 seconds ahead of our second place runner.
We want to thank you, the fans, for tuning in to Noble Network 1 live here tonight from Kansas Speedway and the Powertek Power Solutions Nationwide Series. We also want to thank WileyX.com. They have all your sunglass needs, from tactical motorcycle racing, outdoors, and safety. They even have prescription lenses too, so choose WileyX to keep the sun and debris out of your eyes. You can find them at WileyX. WileyX also the official sponsor of the Noble Truck Series. Sambass.com and Sambass Galleries is the place to go if you want quality workmanship. Sam is the first official artist for NASCAR. You can call him at 1-800-556-5464 or visit his website at sambass.com. NASCAR Hall of Fame. You can do it all at the Hall, and we encourage you to like them on Facebook. Just search NASCAR Hall, and we also encourage you to follow them on Twitter. You search at NASCAR Hall. rseat.net. They have all your sim race needs when it comes to comfort. Seats to monitor stands, they have it all at rseat.net. They are also the official sponsor of the rseat.net Cup Series here at Noble Motorsport. Powertek Power Solutions, they cover southern Connecticut, parts of New York and New Jersey. Sales, parts, and service, they are your ones to call if the power goes out. Powertek Power Solutions, the official sponsor of the Powertek Power Solutions Nationwide Series here at Noble Motorsport. Competition diecast caution is out.
I know, man. I think we need to start putting like an age limit.
Tyler McEwen is around in corner number 1. And
I was going to interrupt you there while you were doing the plugs. He smacked the wall off a 4. He got it again, and he got loose. Camara followed him, but McEwen just not able to gather that thing up. And as he came around, it looked like he had it. He had it on the apron. It was going good, and then I don't know what happened there. Camara lost it. I didn't see Camara get. Oh, as he transferred, he tried to get back up on the track, and Bankin threw him around.
And Camara behind McEwen smacked the ever-living crap out of the wall behind him. And I don't even see how Camara's car is even pointed straight. I'm surprised that thing's not crab-legging down the backstretch, but Camara's definitely going to have to come down pit road that fixed. But Ian, this sets us up with about a 20-lap shootout to the finish here, and we've got some good cars up front.
Real quick, we are going to send it down to our in-race reporter. I believe we're going to let Ben talk to him this time. In-race reporter David Fortune, number 55 car. He's running second at the moment.
We're going to We're gonna wait till they get off pit road though first. We don't want to be talking to the crew chief through his headset.
So we will wait as they all hit pit road, and we'll send it down. Trevor, what's everybody's plan here? Foreign fuel? Are we going to see a difference of strategy?
We'll see 4 tires, but we won't see the fuel. They have enough fuel to make it to the end, so they just want to get those fresh tires and get out. Looking at your leader right now, and yes, he's taking his 4. Looks like Stefan Burnell only took gas or just 2 tires.
Yeah, Burnell out way early. David Forsh and Brockwell almost got together on pit road. That was close. Dylan Lee slipping out in front of a few other guys. Brent Sturgeon, Jay Adair back in this mix. Sean Medling as well. So if you guys moving forward here, and now that we are clear of pit road, we are going to get a hold of, we're going to try and dial up our in-race reporter here in the number 55. Ben?
David Forge, Ben Kilcrease in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Tell you what, Dave, I want to ask, have you been turning the wheel left tonight as much as you've been turning it right, or vice versa?
I think I've kind of more right times than I have left times.
Man, how can you explain how the car just gets away from it? We've been seeing it here in the broadcast booth almost every lap. Somebody is sideways, either off a 4, in the middle of 4, 2, it doesn't matter. The car just seems to break loose. What are you feeling inside the car when that happens?
Fire suit getting a little bit wetter. No, it's just, you don't think, you just do. You see it, you feel it, and you don't even think about what you're feeling. You just do it out of reaction. But no, I honestly think, and I'm not trying to, get anyone in trouble, but I think Dylan's up there dropping ice on the track.
Uh-oh. We'll have to check that out. Dave, you sit third right now. It's going to be about a 20-lap shootout. What do you got to do to win this thing?
Keep it off the wall, keep it turning left. It's a little bit, not too left though, because as you know, everyone's trying that, and 2 cars quite didn't make it. Gotta keep it fast.
Well, Dave, there you go. We're about to send you back, let you do your job in your office there, but here you got a shout out you want to give out.
I sure do. Today is actually my sister, Tiffany McClanahan's 21st birthday, and I'd just like to wish her another happy birthday and hope that she's watching and enjoying it. I'm trying my best to get a top 5 finish, but I think I'm going to go for the win for her. But either way, if I get a top 5, it's for her.
There you go. Well, happy birthday to her, 21st birthday. Be safe, don't drink and drive, and as like I always said, remember to put the phone down. Dave, good luck in the rest of the race.
Drink one for me, Tiff.
Lights are off on the pace car as we come back up to the booth. That was David Forsh, our in-race reporter. We look here to restack everything as Stefan Brunel, now your new leader, Dylan Brockwell in second. Forsh sits third. Dylan Lee up to 4th position, making a late run at things here. Brent Sturgeon 5th. Jay Adair up to 6th, and Sean Medling 7th. Mike Arn 8th. Brian Terley 9th, and TJ Woodward in the number 13, rounding out your top 10.
Before we go greeny, and I want to finish my plug off real quick. Competition Diecast. Can't forget about those guys. If you want a custom poster, a custom t-shirt, a custom diecast, anything like that, contact Rick Donovan at Custom Diecast. You can find them at customdiecast.com. They're also the official sponsor of the Custom Diecast Grand National Division at the West Pro Series. Lights off, and here we go. Stefan Brunel is going to be leading these guys down to the green flag, and this could get interesting. Guy I'm going to keep my eye on that 27 of Jay Adair.
I'm going to keep my eye on that 79, Ben. We don't think he took tires, and from what I've been seeing early in these runs, that might not be a... Or he did take 2 tires, I'm hearing. That's not something you want to see here. He stacks them up. Straight in the air. We are racing again. Side by side into turn 1. It's Brockwell, and it's going to be Brunel on the inside here. Into turn number 1, they go side by side. Brockwell on the outside. That's been the dominant car all night. And it's going to sail out front again, but Forsh all the way to the bottom. May clip the apron. They go 3 wide now, and Dylan Lee's going to make it work on the outside. Brunel just dropping like a rock as they now go side by side for second. Dylan Lee in the 5. David Forsh in the 55. Forsh on the bottom trying to make that work. There's a wreck. Adair involved. Brunel, Henry, McEwen got clipped.
Temperature right there.
Medling, Woodward able to get through. Nile, And Adair in it again.
A good one as well.
Arn involved. Lots of damage on the number 70 Army car. And yeah, these guys are not looking, that was not a pretty sight. I think 2 tires was not the right decision there.
Yeah, that was a product of the 2 tires versus the 4 there and stacking the field up.
Looking at it here, Ben, he got just got loose, got up into the wall. McEwen smacked the wall before that. Ronald Henry got smacked and had nowhere to go. Mike Arden was all by himself though, lost it on the bottom and just turned up into the wall.
Yeah,
behind him. But I gotta give props to our Noble Network 1 drivers there. They drove right through the middle of that thing, and were able to get through it without any major damage or anything. Gotta give them a high, or not a high five, but a thumbs up. They got through that.
Whew. All right, so it was a 20-lap shootout. Now we're going to bump it down to about a 16 or 17-lap shootout. Dylan Brockwell going to be in the lead. David Forch will be second, and Dylan Lee.
Ben, not to interrupt, but to add to the list of drivers involved, Camara and Nile were involved. That's how Arn got so much damage. Looks like he bounced off the wall there, came back down and got into Camara, and then Nile just sent him flying. Full speed T-bone, and that's not what you want to see. Hopefully Arn is okay. We'll get an update from the infield care center here in a little bit.
Yeah, they actually started to send the fighter jets out because there was an unidentified flying object on the radar there with Mike Arn. But enough with the jokes. We're going to send it to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here at Noble Network 1.
Does a real race car have a center post? Of course not, and neither should your race rig. The R-Seat Evo V3 with its unique design has no center post. The R-Seat Evo replicates what you would be accustomed to in your daily driver or something you may take to the track. It can accommodate drivers from 4'11" up to over 6'6" tall and is pre-drilled for all of the major wheel manufacturers on the market today. When it comes to performance, look no further than the R-Seat Evo V3. Check out the R-Seat Evo and other sim racing equipment by heading to www.rseat.net.
Hey race fans, it's Carl Edwards, driver of the number 99 Aflac Ford Fusion with your eye safety tip of the week. Did you know that 90% of eye injuries can be avoided simply by wearing the proper ANSI approved eyewear? More than 1 million Americans have lost some degree of sight due to eye injury. That's a risk that I'm just not willing to take. Go to wileyx.com to find a dealer near you and to learn more about the first premium performance sunglass company whose entire product line meets occupational safety standards. That's wileyx.com. Wiley X. Safety never looks so cool.
Did your little storm knock out the power? Well, excuse me for not noticing.
Hate to disappoint you, old man Winter. Better luck next time.
If the power goes out, your Generac standby generator goes on, automatically.
Down trees? Flash floods? Is that all you've got?
Stand up to the threat of outages with Generac, and never feel powerless.
And we're back here at Kansas Powertek Power Solutions Nationwide Series. Ben, right now we're sitting pretty close to the end of this thing, club, coming into about 15 laps to go. As they run right now, Dylan Brockwell in the 20, he leads this thing. David Force second, Dylan Lee third, Brian Terry fourth, Sean Medling fifth, TJ Woodward sixth, Adair in seventh, Ben Nile eighth, and Brett Sturgeon in ninth. Ronald Henry in 10th, rounding out the top 5. Or top 10, excuse me. At the moment.
For all the math freaks, let's get it right. 17 to go, and we drop the hammer.
Thank you, Ben. As lights are out on the pace car, Dylan Brockwell leads him down. He chose the outside line, and Forsh is squeezing him. Ain't giving him any room this time by. We'll see what Lee does.
Little bump there.
Yeah, they touched.
This is short track restart right here. I like it.
They go, pegs in, and off goes Brockwell, and the front four pull away quick.
Woodward spun the tire.
Battle shaping up for fourth. Battle shaping up for 4th, but I like it here for 5th. Sean Medling, TJ Woodward, the Noble Network 1 car side by side. Dylan Lee, Brian Terry side by side for 4th. David Force 6th, 2nd, and Brockwell is already starting to check out. 3/10 at the line that time, and he was really moving. Terry now. Brian Terry making a move on 4. He's going to check it up. Dylan Lee sits 4th. Medling, and look at this, Ben Nile. As he took off on that restart. He started 7th. He's already to the inside of TJ Woodward, going to get the nose there. Or I'm sorry, not TJ Woodward, Sean Medling. Hard to tell with the 73 and the 13, but the 29 able to clear him. Move him up to 5th. He's on a mission. He wants to get back to the front.
Forch really is closing up to the back of Rockwell. Down the back stretch through 3 and 4. He really wants this win. Some guy we haven't talked about this whole race, Brian Terry, he's in the mix as well. He's sitting 3rd, and he is in contention to win this thing as well.
Don't count out Dylan Lee there in 4th. He's got a fast car, and if these guys get together up front, he's right there. So we'll have to see what happens now. David Forsch in 2nd. Brian Terry 3rd. They're nose to tail down the back straightaway. And right behind Dylan Lee, here he comes, Ben Nile. Closing the gap to the 5 car. He wants to get back to the front. He's driving the wheels off that thing right now. Battle for 2nd. Forsch and Terry side by side. Brian Terry to the bottom. David Forsch outside. And number 55 car looking to make the outside line work as he's been doing all race. And Brockwell looking in the mirror has to love this with only 15 laps to go. Actually, less than 15 laps to go now, excuse me. 55 out front now. Or in 2nd, I believe. Ben Nile, move him up to 4th. That car is on rails right now. He's on a mission, guys. He wants to get back to the front.
And he doesn't. Dylan Brockwell has just been scraping the right side of that car off, and Forch sees it. He sees it, and he's starting to close the gap. Forch really wants this win, and when Brockwell is making those mistakes like he is, that's allowing him to close the gap even quicker.
Well, Ben, as you said, the 55, they're forced to be reckoned with in the Grand National Series. Here comes Terry now looking to the inside. Our points leader in the Grand National Series. These guys are battling up front. Nationwide Series, a couple newcomers, or not a newcomer for Terry, but a couple newcomer in Force there.
No, and Forch into the wall. Gives it up there.
Here comes Ben Nile on the 29. He's going to go low. Whew, that got a little dicey there as we look back. Battle for 5th was underway there. Lee around Adair. And battle for 7th now. Sean Medling, Tyler McEwen side by side down the front straightaway.
And through corner number 4, McEwen was sideways again. McEwen on the outside trying to get the position away from Medling. Medling has to keep it down low. McEwen with the damaged car still prevailing around the outside and trying to put the chase on Jay Adair.
These guys were battling for the lead earlier this race. Both of them involved in an incident. Oof. McEwen, I think at this point we need to stop reporting McEwen loose and reporting him when he's driving the thing off the corner straight.
It looks like a dirt super late model. He just sticks the right recorder panel to the wall and it's just sideways with him, but he just keeps it straight, doesn't lose that much time. I tell you what, I'm having fun watching him through these corners.
50 back to the front here. Nile getting reeled in by the 55 of David Forsch, now sitting 4th. As he said, when we talked to him into the caution, the top 5 is good. A win would be better at this point. Look at the times here. Ben Nile, fastest lap on track at the moment. He's showing it. 1.26 behind. Dylan Brockwell, your leader, and he has gone yet again. 0.830 over Brian Terry. Ben Nile now closing the gap to Terry.
I think if Nile could get a caution, he would be right up there with Dylan Brockwell. It's 2/10 faster around this track every lap the past few laps. If Nile could get a caution or he could get around Terry, he might be able to run him down.
Well, 2/10 faster a lap, don't count him out yet. He's only about a second back. If he can get around Terry real quick, he might have a shot at this. We're not quite to 5 laps to go yet. He gains again 2 more tenths off the clock. Brian Terry to 7th. Brockwell backing it off a little bit. Niall can't get around Terry that time by. And Brockwell's got to be loving the look in the mirror right now as these two go side by side. Niall had to back out of it, lost a bit of time.
The wall.
Terry got the wall, able to save it. Now here comes Niall to the inside. Got the nose in down there, side by side down the front straightaway at the line. It's going to be Terry to hold on to the second position. Off into 1, can Niall run it in deep, pull the slide job. Here he goes. He's going to get clear. Can he move up?
Niall needs this position in order to catch Brockwell down the back stretch. Oh, he thought about it, but thought better as Terry had the run through 3 and 4, though. Niall's going to pinch him. Coming to the front straightaway, the battle for second is where it is at the stripe this time for Terry, and now it's 5 laps to go.
Side by side through turn number 1. These two have been side by side for a lap now, but it's costing them. Dylan Brockwell out to a second lead over both of them. Now Niall side by side with Terry, and Terry's going to be able to pull him again. Now Niall obviously with the stronger cars, he's able to make that bottom line work, but he can't get through 3 and 4 quick enough. Terry able to clear him there. And right now, like I said, Brockwell checking out. That number 20 car is gone.
Niall drops back in behind Terry. 4 laps to go. He'll try the attack once again. Terry high. Thought he was going to snag the wall. Did not. Now Niall gets a piece of the wall off of 2, and he's going to fall back even more. And the caution is out.
Dylan Lee spinning. Tyler McEwen involved as well. And that could be it. As we come off of here, it looked like Lee lost it. McEwen was there, got into him, and I think that might be it. And with Brockwell, your leader, if we don't go back green, he's going to be your winner tonight. We'll have to see how that works out. We'll
never fails at the end of the race. We have an awesome race shaping out, and in real life we'd have a green-white checker. For some reason, the leader in motorsport simulations does not have green-white checkers, and I rage about this every broadcast. Hopefully they'll listen to us. Yeah, I mean, got to do something about that iRacing. Coming to 2 to go for Brockwell. Popsicle sticks at the flag stand. So some connection issues for Brockwell. You can hope that we only hope that his connection can survive for these last 2 pacing laps. Good race.
Listening to some of the radio chatter here, Ben Niall, as much as the luck he's had tonight, he said he's happy with a 3rd place at the moment. We'll get an interview with him as once this race concludes. As we come around here, it'll be white flag this time by, and I doubt we'll see the lights turn off. If we do, then we won't, because it'll be white flag.
If we do, we won't.
Yeah, didn't think that through. I was thinking we were still 2 to green, lights still on. Dylan Brockwell's got to pace around now to get that checkered flag and take the trophy. We can kind of run you through the results here as long as nobody disappears or pulls off the track for some reason. And we'll leave it a lap. Actually, we tend to jinx people up here in the booth whenever we run through results or talk about them. So we're just gonna let them pace for a lap.
But we are going to say that Dylan Barkwell is the leader. And all he has to do is pace for about a mile, and he'll get this thing wrapped up, and he'll be back to his winning ways. Missed out on the win last week in the Nationwide Series, but Barkwell going to go for his returns to victory lane tonight in the Nationwide Series, and he'll be looking for 5 in a row tomorrow in the Wiley X Truck Series.
And as they come off a 4, they will pace back to the line. Almost done here. All that's left to do is take the checkered flag. Dylan Brockwell leads him down. Looks like he's going to win it here at Kansas. Brockwell takes the checkered flag under caution. Brian Terry second. Ben Nile third. Forsh able to bring home that top 5 in 4th. Jay Adair, Jay Adair closing out the top 5 in 5th. Medling comes home, or McEwen comes home 6th, then Medling, followed by TJ Woodward. We'll get full results, interviews with our top 3 and everything else once we get done with this. Once we get back from the commercial break, we're going to send you to a commercial real quick, get a word from our sponsors. And as I said, we'll come back, do interviews and all that.
I felt it all at the hall, where it's a cool 33 degrees.
We experienced it all at the hall, where my son became the fastest man ever.
I relived it all at the hall, where my grandson asked me, "Did you really do all that?"
Experience high-octane fun during NASCAR Hall of Fame's Cure for the Common Summer, presented by Coca-Cola.
Did your little storm knock out the power? Well, excuse me for not noticing.
Hate to disappoint you, old man Winter. Better luck next time.
If the power goes out, your Generac standby generator goes on, automatically.
Down trees? Flash floods? Is that all you've got?
Stand up to the threat of outages with Generac and never feel powerless.
Hey race fans, it's Carl Edwards, driver of the number 99 Aflac Ford Fusion with your eye safety tip of the week. Did you know that 90% of eye injuries can be avoided simply by wearing the proper ANSI approved eyewear? More than 1 million Americans have lost some degree of sight due to eye injury. That's a risk that I'm just not willing to take. Go to wileyx.com to find a dealer near you and to learn more about the first premium performance sunglass company whose entire product line meets occupational safety standards. That's WILEYX.com. Wiley X. Safety never looks so cool.
Welcome back to Kansas Motor Speedway, ladies and gentlemen. Powertek Power Solutions Nationwide Series, Kansas 105, just finishing up as we had what was shaping up to be an exciting race at the finish there, and an incident near the end ended up bringing it home under caution. Dylan Brockwell, your winner tonight. Brian Terry finishes second. Ben Nile third. David Forsh comes home fourth. Jay Adair fifth. Ben, I believe you have the rest of them.
6th is Tyler McEwen. Caught me off guard there. 7th was Sean Medling. 8th, TJ Woodward. 9th, Ronald Henry. James Ross rounded out the top 10.
And from there on back, we had Stefan Brunel coming home 11th. Dylan Lee in 12th after that last incident, just pulled it behind the wall, didn't even finish the race. Brent Sturgeon came home 13th. Mike Arnn 14th. Camara in 15th. And then finally, William Roberts bringing it home plenty of laps down after he took it behind the wall in that number 51 car in 16th. We are going to start our interviews off with our top 3 here as we bring, or we send it down to Trevor Smith on pit road. I believe he's caught up with Ben Nile.
Yes, I do. And I got Ben Nile here, who came home third place. Ben, how'd the race go for you?
If I had a more up and down race, I think I'd be on a roller coaster.
Is there anything that was a key to running this track tonight?
Absolutely. Trying to stay on the outside as much as possible and keep the momentum up. If I could have done that a little bit more and stayed out of the 2 incidents I was involved in, I think I might have had something for Dylan.
Yeah, we were watching the race up here in the booth and down here on pit road. It seemed like a lot of people were getting loose coming out of these corners. Any idea why the cars were so loose tonight?
Yeah, you get so much momentum on the outside of these corners that even when you try and go easy, it's just going to spin you around. I tried to keep off of it, but especially after my spin early in the race, I guess we'll just have to see what'll be done about it.
Well, congratulations on your third place finish through all the troubles you've had. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for the race tonight?
Yes, I'd like to thank Nile Login, Nile Designs, but tonight definitely want to thank Precision Motorsports Designs and Kenny Baum Racing. They sponsored my car tonight. Kenny's helped me out a ton. I just hope on the broadcast they were able to see everything.
Well, congratulations again, Ben, and we're going to pass it over to Ben for the second place finisher.
Too many Bens here at Noble, but of course I'm the best. I'm kidding. Brian Terry down here alongside with me. Brian, man, the first seemed like 90 laps. We didn't even talk about you, but here you are on the final few restarts. Bam! You're in the top 5. Was that planned?
I wish I could say it was planned, but that was a plan basically after lap 85 or so, back when that's second to last caution came out. I just had one great restart, and for a moment there, I could say I was a little bit like Kurt Busch, just the way I just passed cars left and right, weaving in and out of traffic. But yeah, I had a rough race. I was up and down. I was even last at one point, but come back to finish second. I'm pretty happy.
You and Nile had a fantastic battle all the way up until the caution came out. If a caution would have came out before the one that came out before that ended the race and we had a green-white checker 3-lap shootout, do you think you would have had anything for Dylan Brockwell?
Unfortunately, I don't think I would have. I mean, he was pretty far ahead of me, but he wasn't pulling away. But I was not gaining on him, and then with Ben catching me, that pretty much all she wrote from there. But just to salvage a second place finish and to finish cleanly and have that much fun racing around Ben Nile there was pretty fun.
There you have it. Brian Terry coming home in second tonight. Brian, who do you want to thank?
I'd like to thank my sponsor, Team Wiley X, Cody Marshall, who could not be here tonight, Sandbass Galleries, NASCAR Hall of Fame, Powertek Power Solutions, RC.net, Competition Diecast, and Noble Network One for putting this on.
And there you have it, Brian Terry, your runner-up tonight. I'm going to send it now down to Victory Lane with Ian Adams, who is standing by with Dave Washington Jr.
As I am down here in Victory Lane, Ben, I have Dylan Brockwell here, and well, this seems fairly familiar. Dylan, seems like every other week I'm calling or talking to you at the end of these races from Victory Lane. You getting sick of this winning thing yet?
No, sir. I love it. I love talking to y'all after the races, and the Dave Washington Jr. thing, that's a heck of a compliment. I appreciate that.
We figured you would at this point, but this race seemed like one of those races where it started off a little rough for you, but then you got out front and it was over. You were just long gone on those long green flag runs.
Yeah, during practice, man, I wrecked a bunch of race cars, so the first part of the race, I was just trying to get my bases and try not to wreck myself because I knew it was coming. And it seemed like the guys out front kind of got ahead of themselves, and I just took advantage of that and cruised on.
We did see you have, it seemed like you were losing a little bit of time on pit road every time. Couldn't tell if that was just the other guys getting out earlier, or if you were, seemed like you lost a couple seconds every time. But even then, by that point, it was, you still had a 2-second lead on that second pit stop when you came out. Was there any, were you just backing it down a little earlier trying to get in or anything like that?
I don't know what it was. We were losing a couple seconds, and me and Dave noticed that, and we tried to figure out what it was, and I felt like I was hitting my pit entrance pretty good. So I don't know. I guess those guys are just better on and off pit road than me. I mean, they are tough.
And the one thing I did notice about your car tonight is that it was glued to the track. Everybody else seemed to be a bit loose. Any idea why everybody else was so loose and you were so stuck on the track?
Once again, just taking care of my stuff, having Dave in my ear telling me slow down, be patient, be smooth, helps out so much.
If we don't, I would like to congratulate you on your win tonight. Anybody you would like to thank?
Yes, like I say every week, number one, Dave Washington for walking me through all these things. Without him, I wouldn't be here right now. And also Sam Bass Gallery for sponsoring us yet again. We're in victory lane with for him again, which is freaking awesome. And all y'all in the broadcast booth, all the admins for hosting all these races, taking all their times out of their lives to cater to us, man. It's really cool. Thank you.
Dylan, thank you for putting on a show for us tonight. Thank you for your time here to get the interview, guys. I'd like to congratulate you again, Dylan. But guys, interesting race tonight. A lot of cars sliding all over the place. A lot of cars one car that was stuck all night long. How do we wrap this thing up?
Well, a bunch of guys are going to be wrapping it up, getting all their parts, and making sure they have it all on the trailer and every piece is there. But I tell you what, a great race. I knew we were going to see a good race coming into tonight. I didn't expect we were going to see the race that we saw. The race that we saw was something I don't think any of us was expecting. It was good, yes, but it was one of those races that just made you hold your breath a few times, and that's the kind of racing I like to see.
Trevor, we took a little bit of a detour from our normal pattern here, where it was either a lot of long green flag runs or a lot of cautions. Kind of split it up a little bit. Had a couple cautions later on in the race, but we got some good green flag racing in too. These guys finally settling down here, coming down to the end of the season, maybe figuring out that if you don't kill yourself early, you end up getting a good run.
Yeah, it turned out to be a great race. When the cautions did fly, it seemed to fly just at the right time to put everybody back together and give us some good, clean racing. Everybody did great tonight, and we had a lot of battles on the track tonight, a lot of action.
Definitely, Trevor, and we would send it down to Carl Brown in the production booth. The high winds off of Turn 4 has blown his production trailer over, so he's getting that wrapped up. We gonna say goodbye for everybody up here in the booth. Ben Kilcrease, myself, Trevor Smith down on pit road, Carl who is riding his trailer. We'll all our sponsors here at Noble, Noble Motorsport, Wiley X, R Seat, Competition Diecast, Sam Bass Galleries, all these guys, all the guys out there that are helping us out through these things. Just like to thank them all. We will would like to thank Ben Kilcrease for being up here once again because, again, it's not his normal job to be here. We brought him up tonight, and like he said, he was happy to be back. So, on that note, we are going to send it off. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you next week right here on Noble Network 1.